Shall we begin?
Let's begin now.
Hey, what's up internet? My name is Nikki and today I will be doing my October TBR. So for the month of October, I decided to do a little bit of a spooky read because it is October. It is well, it's not really the beginning of fall, but it is fall time. There's horror movies playing on TV and Halloween is just right around the corner. And let's not forget about the wonderful treat of all time is pumpkin spice latte. So yes, so let's get into this. So the first book off of my TBR for this month is whoa, what happened there? Is Salem's Lot by Stephen King. So I personally like rereading most of my Stephen King books, and I just recently found this again, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna reread it because I am pretty sure I've never actually finished the Salem's Lot. So the story revolves around a man who returns back to his childhood home. Obviously he's a writer and obviously his hometown is in Maine. You kind of see the pattern that Stephen King has. So yes, never go to Maine because bad things happen. Anyhow, he goes there and he starts to realize that the people of this little small town are turning into vampires. So what's gonna happen? So from what I remember of this novel is basically it's a two-parter. It was one of his short stories and they combined it together. So can't wait to actually finish this for the first time. And there is gonna be a movie versus book on this. I cannot wait to see the differences because I can already tell the movie's not gonna be anything like this novel whatsoever. Next is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. So I've been hearing really good things about this. There's also going to be a movie that comes out about this, so I can't wait to do a book versus movie talk on that. So basically it's about a little boy named Connor who is basically going through, I guess I want to say a little bit of trauma considering his mother is really sick, and I guess he's not dealing with it so well until one night something comes to his window and just a lot of stuff happens. That's basically all I know about it. It sounds really interesting. Can't wait to see what it's about. I feel like I'm kind of cheating considering how thin this is, but I'm like, it's good for October. A little bit of spookiness to go in there. My next read for October is The Sweep series by Kate Turner. So this is a bind-up of 3 of her books, which is volume 1. It is Book of Shadows, The Coven, and Blood Witch. So I'm like a really big fan of Kate Turner. I love her writing style. I am obsessed with her. She's kind of one of the main reasons I started reading again when I was in high school, because I think in middle school I kind of just didn't want to do anything with reading, and I picked up one of her stories, which was of course Book of Shadows, the Sweep series, and I kind of fell in love with her writing, and I basically own about almost all of her books except for the last 3 new ones that came out like back in 2012 or something. Can't wait to reread this. So the next book is Blue Lily Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. Oh my god, is that a tongue twister? Seriously. This is the 3rd installment of the Raven Cycle and I'm really excited to read this, and I'm gonna read this last because otherwise I'm probably gonna be really sad that this is the 3rd book and I only have 1 more book to go. So I'm like, no. So yeah, I think it has to do something with Blue, and we kind of see Blue in a different light where she has friends now. Something has happened to her mother, and I don't think she can actually trust her powers anymore for a certain reason or another. That's what kind of the synopsis kind of tells me. I'm not quite sure what this one is about. The synopsis is kind of like secret hush hush, so I'm like, okay, I'm ready for this. Cannot wait. The next book that I will be reading this month is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Once again, I forgot what her name was. That kind of sucks. This is the 2nd book of the 6 of Crows, and it's supposed to be the wrap up of it, and basically it just follows the events after what Cass Brecker and the rest of his gang has done with the heist, and what happened with the heist, and the consequence, well, the fallout of what happened after they did this heist. Can't wait to read it. And also, can we say how pretty this is? Okay, so this is the dust jacket, okay? Like, that right there is so pretty. But when you take off the dust jacket, it is completely red. Like, it's black and it's all red around. It's kind of the opposite of 6 of Crows, like the hardback. And also there's like a little crow there too. I don't know if you could see it. Like, come on, how pretty are these two together? Like, that's, you don't even need the dust jacket on. They're so pretty. So the last 3 books that I will be reading this month are not technically books, but more comic books, because I'm like, you know what, I kind of read horror-based comic books, so if I didn't put it here, then where else can I put them? So the first comic book that I will be reading will be Witch, written by Scott Snyder. And I'm really excited to read this because number one, Stephen King blurbed it, and I'm like, if he likes it, then it must be good because he's the king of horror. So yeah, so he liked it. And also the fact that Scott Snyder, if you don't know who Scott Snyder is, he's kind of the dude who does like Batman now, and I'm like, whoop. So I can't wait to read this. So basically the main story of this is like any other. The family moves into a new town after experiencing some trauma of wherever they came from to start a fresh new life, and then something creepy happens behind their house in the woods. So I can't wait because I've heard some really good things about this, and I can't wait to not sleep for days after reading this. And also check out how colorful this comic is. Like, oh, it's so pretty. So the next 2 comic books are going to be Outcast, written by Robert Kirkman. So I have a volume 2 and volume 3. I actually read the first volume in June. I read it in June. And I wanted to read it because of the TV series that was coming out that month, and I kind of wanted to see if it was actually that good, and it was. Both the show and the comic are like excellent. They kind of stay the same with how it is, except they change here and there, and I kind of feel like that's kind of Robert Kirkman's way of like rewriting the suspense of it, so you don't know what's going to happen just yet, but it follows the comics excellently. So I have volume 1, which is a vast and unending run, and then we have volume 3, which is This Little Light. I'm pretty sure that's a song, right? This Little Light of Mine or something. So yeah, so that is it for my October TBR. I hope you enjoyed that. I cannot wait to read this. It seems like a lot. I'm kind of pushing myself because I'm kind of upset that I didn't actually read a lot in the month of September, and this is kind of me going, I'm gonna do more. So here we are. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. If not, that's cool. I try to upload Monday, Wednesdays, or Fridays, and I catch you later. Whoop bam! Make up their own worlds and stuff. I kind of find them a little boring, especially if they don't have stuff to